Colts have it.
That's important. You got a busted play here, and then Sanchez gets hit. The ball is loose. And
look at the fumble right here, and it's picked up on the bounce, and there he goes.
We made it to the end, everyone. This is week 18, and I'm fucking fed up with this.
Me too.
Yeah, with everything that's going on in the league, it's really like it was supposed to be a celebratory weekend. That was supposed to be, it's Wednesday afternoon, and I'm still feeling, pretty, just upset about everything that's happened. Like, not even for like fantasy football, it's everything. Like, I'm just like, I'm a little, irritated. Just, but we made it. We're here. We have to talk this shit. I really strongly advise against anyone betting this. Like, it's week 18, man. Most of these teams aren't playing for anything. We're really gonna fly through this today for everyone too. Like, I would tread lightly and really wait and save your dollars till next week. But this is for pride, just like every team playing. Would you agree?
I certainly agree, man. Tread lightly, like you said. I mean, there may be one or two games that, could benefit you in some way, shape, or form. But I'm treading very lightly.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to have maybe one lock, and just, one team that I bet on, basically, or one, just one bet.
I would like to say fuck you, U of M.
Yes.
And OSU. You guys, I live bet OSU against my words of saying Georgia any number, but got killed.
I did too. I put money on Michigan, man.
Yeah, it really sucked. So I guess that's why we're bummed out, is that Happy New Year, everyone. And I got some other shit going on. I don't have a car right now, so hopefully that changes by tomorrow. I don't know. I got to talk to people, so.
Well, it's been a very emotional, these past few days, not only with the Michigan loss, because I had money on that.
Yeah, definitely.
But also, what happened Monday night in the NFL football. That was, although, he's doing better, but it was still tragic in its own way.
We don't really know DeMar's, official status either. That's right. What's kind of, it's so in the balance, and, it sucks because, we have to we're at the point now where it is, what do we do with the scheduling conflict? That was not just a huge game because of the teams. It was a huge game because of seeding purposes. And, everything in football paused when that happened. And, it's such an unfortunate thing. I literally, I didn't even think, what happened was real. I was just like, he'll just be off, okay, he's getting stretchered off the field. It's not that serious. And then you see these players in tears, and you see there's real emotion, and there's something really wrong.
Yes.
It didn't become a game anymore. It was just and it's awful that, people are forced to do their job and report on something like this when, the network has every, opportunity to just be like, okay, game's over. And, there's other protocol that probably had to go through. It's like, well, we can't get this ambulance out of here and send 50,000 people home or 100,000 people home at the same time. They had to wait, and, the whole... They were warming up to play that game. I don't care what the NFL has to say. I thought that was pretty despicable, but shout out to both coaches.
Yes,
McDermott and Taylor
they were the ones that made the decision, and I'm happy for that they were able to come to a conclusion about this. They made the right choice, very much so.
Yeah, you can't have those guys play that game, and we don't know what's going to happen in the future. Considering those. The Bills were playing for a 1 seed. They might concede that game for all we know. It could be replayed. We really have no idea what, that does to the season. I know it fucked up everyone's fantasy football is, bad as that sounds. We're dealing with it too, as, I am the champion of Hit It Hard 3 technically, but, it sucks.
You beat me.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't know if I would have won anyway, because I was behind by,
40. Yeah, you were down by 40. I had Bass, too.
I mean, I had two players, but they would have had to, have great games.
Yeah.
So
It's just unfortunate all the way around because it was
is.
like, I'm getting questions today about what do I do, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I really don't. And, I hope there's some sort of resolution with that game. Not only for, just my own purposes. I don't care about the fantasy football or any of that anymore. Like, I bet the game too. I got my refund and all that, and it was just like, I went to bed just like upset because that day my car was all fucked up.
Oh, it was all around bad
it was
day.
all in one day, and it was like, okay, now I get to sit here, have my drinks, watch my team, and I couldn't even do that, so I was just heartbroken by the end of the night.
Oh yeah, I was at I had went to a one of my friends passed away, so we were commemorating his life.
Yeah.
And donations and everything at this bar. So the game was playing. So I was already saddened by just being here, talking about my friend, and this happens on television, and I really didn't know what was going on because there's a bar atmosphere, people talking music or whatever. I look on the screen and I see these players being really emotional, and then that's when I was like, damn, this is some serious stuff. What's going on? And you figured out what happened, and it was just all around a bad weekend for it to be the holidays for me.
Yeah, seriously.
Technically,
yeah.
It was just. But this is the last week.
Yep.
Cheer for that.
Cheer for that, man.
Playoffs are coming.
Oh, finally. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like we still technically have to move on from everything that happened. And, and this is just a week commemorating the game, everyone's seasons, whether they were good or bad. And, I literally, we were just doing this. I started 2 games that I think have any meaning this week. So
okay.
I guess it's just time to kind of hop into it. We're going to fly through it. There's not going to be any, I'm not going to do any, I'm not going to put anything in the description this week where to find these games at what point of the video, because we're just going to kind of fly through it. I don't think it's going to be a very long episode today because we are kind of, it's just a bummy way to end the year. And, my record doesn't matter at this point. I pretty much am at 500 if I have one good week. Cool. If not, I'm not even betting. It's all for pride. So, like I said, there might be a game, but it's all for pride at this point. Let's go to Saturday. Kansas City on the road at Vegas. Vegas 9.5 point home fucking dogs. Under over 52.5. Our boy lit up your Niners defense.
Yes.
Did them after me and we considered this game, an easy 10 points. Okay, this easy money. It didn't matter if at the 6 or the 10, they lost by field goal.
I don't know what happened with that, but keep him in the game, I guess, because he was scoring all types of points on primarily one of the better defenses in the NFL.
Yeah.
I didn't get it, but San Fran scored too. With this game, I'm going Las Vegas. I mean, Kansas City, technically, I mean they do have number 1 seed to play for though, right?
If they win, considering everything with Buffalo and Cincy, if they win, they're probably the 1 seed, and I think that's why they might have moved that game to. I mean, at this point, I don't think it's why they moved the game, but it's Saturday because I think they wanted to crown them the champions at that point anyway.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm still going Las Vegas. I think they play them tough. I think they just want to be the Grinches that steal Christmas, maybe. Yeah,
I mean, Kansas City hasn't covered all year, and for that reason, I'll take the 9.5. We'll move it to the most important game of the week, in my opinion, is that Saturday night game for the AFC South title. Tennessee is 6-point dog on the road at Jacksonville, under over 40. I love Tennessee in this game, and for that reason, I guess it's Jacksonville or nothing because that line was at 7.5, and it's gone down to 6. So something's up.
This is kind of telling me that people are probably hitting Tennessee pretty hard.
Yeah, I'd like to see the money differential on it too.
I
and
would too.
From the betting standpoint of just like, because if this number's going down but all the money's on Jacksonville, I will retract anything I've just said.
True. I think Jacksonville handles their business. They're at home. They've been playing well. Tennessee is in a bit of a slump, in my opinion. They haven't played well in the last 4 or 5 weeks. I don't know where this team is headed, but it's on a downward spiral. We know that right now. I just like Jacksonville in this game, man. I think they're just going to be so hyped for this particular game, especially at home, to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, it's their moment. The only thing that scares me is all the defensive starters that did not play for Tennessee last week. And Derrick Henry, there is a guy named Derrick Henry that could run all over these guys. So we got to remember that.
True indeed.
And I just, this will be the one game I'm probably actually invested in watching. Most of these other games, I don't care. I mean, I'll probably have Buffalo on if they play.
Right, yeah.
Other than that, these are consolation. These are pride games. You're there to just, have a good time if you're down at the stadiums this weekend. And, this is just, always a weird week. It's a clear stay away for most people, unless you're a total degenerate, call the hotline type of person.
We can get that 1-800 number for y'all, too.
Yeah,
I might need it.
Yeah, same. After betting Michigan.
Oh, my goodness.
Fucking A. All right. Minnesota on the road at Chicago. I didn't know that Fields could break the single-season QB rushing record with this game. And, he's been out a couple games, too. So it's because he's putting up, 150 burgers. Line is 7.5. For Chicago at home. They're getting those points under over 43. I initially thought I love Chicago, but you got to think they are one of the worst teams in football. I'll just take Minnesota on a win because they technically have something to play for.
Yeah, I'm going Minnesota as much as I hate to because I can't stand Minnesota. It's no way that you lose by 40-some points to a divisional opponent. I don't give a damn where they're playing and what quarterback they're playing against. Especially if you're what were they?
12. They're 12-3 and 12-4 now. Yeah, so look at their point differential. When they've lost, they've gotten fucking crushed.
Yes, I mean this just tells me a lot about that team too. And they've been doing it all year when they do lose. They're just too iffy for me. Therefore, I'm still going Minnesota in this game, but they'll be an easy playoff loser, probably in the first round for sure. We'll see them.
I have my weird thoughts about that because I think it's the contrary. Everyone's doing the Birdman, waiting for whatever line gets released. And I think you just take the opposite side. I don't know, we don't know what team they'll play because the seeding is so unclear because everyone's 12-4, 13-3, whatever it is, or maybe. I'd say Minnesota might be the team that finally shows up for a week because they get a home playoff game. That's what the most important part is.
That's the big factor. But a lot of it still depends on who they play. Let's say they have to play Green Bay again. At home, though, I think Green Bay wins that game, or at least covers the spread. I really do. I cannot.
Momentum, it's that momentum for playing them. Yeah, it's like you pray they get the Giants. That's really who you hope they get.
That would be a good opening for Minnesota. I think they could possibly win that game, but it'd still be tough though. Toughie.
It's that, or you're getting you won't get Dallas because at worst I think they're a 3. Yeah, they're a 3 or a 2. So you're getting either, Green Bay, Seattle, or the Giants.
Yeah,
and I think they're just gonna try and make it so whatever team it is, they're just gonna give a line that seems too good to be true,
and people are gonna jump on that,
and everyone's gonna be like, "Yeah, Minnesota's the fakest team ever," and then they'll get through a round, and everyone's gonna feel stupid. But
stranger things have happened.
Yeah, I digress. Keeping it trucking. Cleveland on the road at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh still fighting for their coach, man. They went from 2-6 to 8-8, so they kind of got the Lions story in them. I like to see it.
They do.
However, this line is so funky for a team like Cleveland that doesn't perform or hasn't looked good ever since Deshaun's came back. I guess I like Cleveland 3, as bad as that sounds.
I think this probably could be a field goal game. I like Pitt, though, man. Pitt has a lot of momentum, going into this game. This is a rivalry. I think Pitt has a lot more to play for than Cleveland. Cleveland just hasn't been playing well. But with this being a rivalry, they'll probably play really well in this game, or better than they've been playing. But I still like Pitt. I think Pitt has found something offensively. I think the Pickett is growing up before our eyes.
He's played fine. Yeah, I
Yes.
think so.
Their defense has played solidly. I think the coach has something to coach for, too. He doesn't want to go under 500 for the first time.
He's been coaching for what, 20-something years too now. He's never done that. He's never been under 500.
Never, and that's
Wow.
an accomplishment. You know?
Even Belichick has, had an off season or two.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's a testament to what type of coach he is,
Yeah.
and what type of man he is.
And the type of teams they build, because they're
Yeah.
always these defensive-minded teams that
Exactly.
just hang.
Tomlin doesn't get enough credit.
No,
I'll say
not
that.
at all. He's won 2 Super Bowls, man, and
Yeah.
the hardest era to ever to win. So
Exactly. I think one reason being is that Pittsburgh is always a competent team. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So you're kind of used to them just being there or winning a Super Bowl. But he's done an amazing job. I'm gonna take Pitt though.
all right, fair enough. Yeah, I like Cleveland for whatever reason, but I really hope J.J. Watt just destroys Watson once. Just once, please.
Yeah, this will be Watt's last game, right?
No, his brother.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's Arizona.
JJ.
Yeah, yeah.
My bad, TJ.
Yeah,
TJ
yeah.
is gonna go ham though.
Yeah,
you're right.
He's the new thing though. So yeah, there's that. All right, more consolation games. Tampa Bay +4 on the road at Atlanta. Who the fuck did I say? Blaine Gabbert is starting for Tampa. So I guess by default, bad team, bad backup QB. I guess I'll take Atlanta. They got to win at some point, right?
Yeah, I concur. I'm taking Atlanta as well.
Tampa hasn't covered all year, right? Like they're like 3-12-1 or something silly.
They covered last week.
Oh yeah, they did 4. God.
Yeah,
4-11-1 or something, man. That's sad.
Terrible.
Yeah, they're still like dead last. They're dead to me. And they'll be another team that's going to be capped probably pretty fairly because they're probably playing Dallas. Unless they get the number 1 seed, then they're playing Philly.
They can beat a Dallas. As much as I, ponder that game,
They won't beat Philly.
they won't beat Philly, no.
Yeah.
But I think a Dallas, they could possibly beat. Maybe even a. That's about it.
That's about
Those are top tier.
Yeah, I
teams.
think those are the only options that they get to play. They play Dallas or they pretty much play Philly.
Okay, yeah.
And if they play the 49ers, good luck.
Yeah, that'll be over.
Yeah, I mean, we're just going to keep this shit moving today. Jets on the road at Miami. Miami a 1-point home dog. We don't have Teddy Bridgewater, I believe, nor do we have Tua. Everyone, is disappointed by the Jets' last outcome. And I think it's time to just fade him again, man. I think Skylar Thompson somehow gets it done.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I did pick the Jets, but the Jets, they disappointed me last week, man. It just seems like their fight is out of them now.
Mike White was still hurt playing that game.
He was. You're absolutely right.
And that sucks. It's that they literally took their number 2 pick, benched the guy for an injured man, and
Well, that's how bad Zach is.
And I don't think Seattle played a perfect game last week at all. It was just that's how bad the Jets offense is. And I think their defense holding Seattle to 20 points was fine. That's serviceable for any team to try and stay in a football game, but when you can't score, it doesn't matter what, how much you give up.
Yeah. I'm going to take Miami too, man.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, this is for pride, so. And always subject to change, but honestly, it'll probably be a game, maybe 2. I don't really delve too far out of it. And I already told you, I basically looked at these games and I picked the opposite. It's whatever my first thought is, I'm fucking wrong. I know it.
That might be the way to do it too, really.
Yeah.
This week.
Like I said, it's they offer lines to these games, but do you really want to play them? Play them with fire.
Play at your own risk.
Yeah. Like I said, you'll have more fun next week. Don't lose a lot of money this week, or you're calling the hotline. I'd rather bet NBA basketball, honestly, this week than bet NFL. I'll be honest with you. And I hate betting NBA with knowing my luck.
NBA is so fickle right now.
Yeah.
I've lost there, too.
I think we can bet against the Pistons a lot at this point.
That's how I've been winning, though. I mean, the games that I do win.
Bagley's out 6 to 8 weeks, if you heard.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yep, broken hand. So that's another guy down on the Pistons. They suck. All right, two more games that suck. Carolina on the road at New Orleans, another consolation bowl. Who wants the better draft pick more?
Right.
Carolina, 3.5-point. A road dog. I like New Orleans. No rhyme or reason. I'll just take New Orleans, then that's all I got to say about it.
Yeah, I'm going to keep this short and sweet, man. I'm taking Carolina. I just really did just a eeny, meeny, miny hose.
Seriously, I don't have any insight. I don't care about trends, statistics. Week 18, man. We're at the end of the road here.
Pick 'em.
Yeah, let's just keep picking them. Texans going on the road to Indianapolis. Man, these two teams stink. If anyone's watching this,
right,
you got problems. Seriously, you got problems if you're watching this one. Over 38. I like the under.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. All the under-overs are basically set from 38 to 41 this week. I want to say 12 or 13 of the games are in between 38 and 42. It's like most of the games.
Okay.
But
yeah, I'm going Houston in this particular game. No rhyme or reason again.
Again, yeah, it's just
a little bit of rhyme or reason. I think Houston's playing better than the Colts.
Pride. Yeah, just pride, I guess. It really is insane to think hey, if Texans win this game and the Bears lose, I think the Bears get the number 1 pick, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Houston has something to lose for.
I guess, but those guys don't give a shit.
I know. They're playing.
1 or 2, they don't care. They know they're getting a QB.
Exactly.
Because the Bears aren't going to get... They don't need a QB. They have a guy.
Yeah.
So it's pick your poison.
I'm not sure who the Bears would go for, really. I mean, probably maybe defensive lineman. I don't know, offensive lineman.
Defensive lineman, I think. Yeah. You'd have to go one or the other because you're the worst in the league at both positions.
Right. Lastly, too, about this game, the game that the Colts played last week. Pittman got me 13.5 points. I didn't think he was going to score anything.
I know. He was at zero through 3 quarters.
Yeah,
I looked.
He scored that touch. I was watching that game, too. I was like, yes.
Yeah, it was after... Dude, what the fuck? He got crushed. Foles got hit so hard, and Thibodeau doing Snow Angels was the highlight of the weekend.
It really was.
Just didn't know. He just had no clue. And then he's sitting there he was taunting on the sidelines. It was a bad look, but pretty funny.
Oh, yes.
But,
I'm glad the third string quarterback came in.
Yeah, I don't cheer for injuries unless it's one particular guy in the league, but that's about it. Moving along. God, we basically crushed half this slate right away.
Right.
Like I said, it's not gonna be a long video, but we'll get 30-40 minutes or something. Baltimore on the road at Cincinnati. Cincinnati 7-point home favorite, under over 42. We don't really know the status of who's playing, what this game even entails, if there's a division title on the line. I really, there's so many questions to be asked.
Yeah.
And for me, I just, this division, I never see teams, unless it was last year's Cincinnati rolling teams. I don't see 7 points. That's just a lot. So Baltimore it is.
Cincy. For me. I think Cincy, because they don't know what's going on, they're going to definitely play to win.
Yeah.
They probably have a bit of, although the worst thing in the world happened on that Cincy Buffalo game, they probably have a bit of frustration because this was their time to shine.
Yeah.
That particular game. I mean, and they're sensitive about what happened as well.
I think everyone is. There's just your fringe 1%ers that want to go viral online, or your stupid talking heads, your Whitlocks and the fuck skips of the world.
Whitlock did have a lot to say about what actually happened too.
Yeah, he had some dumb shit to say.
Yeah,
he always does.
He always just kind of brings other things that aren't really important into it a lot of times.
One of the worst. I can see why he got fired from every anchor position he's ever had.
I think since he handles business, Baltimore hasn't been playing well. I know Lamar Jackson probably isn't coming
He's
back.
not playing.
It's
No, he's not
reason.
playing.
I think they've already made the playoffs. I believe
Both teams have.
Both teams.
Yeah,
Okay.
10-6 and 11-4. But like I
Yeah.
said, we don't know what's going to happen. Because like I said, if Cincy was to have lost that game in Buffalo, this is a division title game.
True. That's so true.
So that's what is fucked up about it all. Like there were so many implications this week, and it really just it really threw a wrench in everything.
Yeah, I think Burrow. I don't know. You might be right about this game too, because they're not gonna play Burrow to potentially get hurt in this game.
Yeah, and
So-
you know how bad that offensive line is.
Right, exactly. So I'm leaning Cincy right now.
All right, yeah, fair. I mean, these are just leans, so
Right.
happy week 18. All right. All right, a game that, man, it sucks. It's just like, is it pride? Is this game happening? There's so many questions that need to be answered by basically tomorrow. Like, we don't, there's so much in the balance, man. And, it's just another part of, what it's like to really have something tragic happen and how to adjust.
Yeah.
And make sure everyone is still treated fairly on the fly. And, this game, it's Buffalo's last home game. They're hosting New England. They're 7.5-point favorite if they play, over under 42.5. And, if they play, they're going to go out there for DeMar, and they're going to fucking roll these guys.
Yeah. I agree. I totally agree. There's no question.
I think that's I know people are going to love that bet all week, too, probably, but...
Man. With them being at home too, man.
Yeah.
Just think about how the energy is going to be.
Yeah.
The crowd is going to be in it. The home crowd. These are rivalries, really.
Yeah, it's a big
game. No matter where they play and what their records are. I think Buffalo, they roll over New England.
And it's funny because New England still has something to play for. They have a lot to play for. In fact, there's a playoff spot in the balance.
Yeah.
And it's just, everything's so muddied by what happened Monday now that it's just like, you're just kind of even sad to talk about these games. Like, I'm not in the greatest mood, as you could probably tell from just discussing it, because we don't really know. And it's week 18. This is supposed to be like, what's the playoff race look like? What's this? It's just all kind of clouded by like a bad, a tragedy, really.
Man, it's terrible, man. And that's why I think Buffalo wins, because they try to turn a negative into a positive, so to speak. I got them all the way, man. This might potentially be a lock for me.
This is probably the one I really bet. And, I'm very happy for, as bad as everything that's happened, I am happy, I even donated to the DeMar Hamlin, the GoFundMe that he launched for the toy, for the toy drive and that. And
yeah, that's over 10 million or something crazy.
It was like 6 mil when I checked.
Okay.
Yeah, there was, some big donors in there. A lot of players I've seen, like Tom Brady, Christian McCaffrey, Trey Lance. I seen Mr. Unlimited himself had a donation.
So you really see the humanness. I don't know if that's a word.
Humanity.
There you go. You see the humanity in people when things of this nature happen, and it grips your heart, because we've seen so much bad things and negative things about people.
Yeah.
And when something bad happens and people kind of step up and become humans again, very humane, that's really a good feeling. And I wish that we could just take this and just move forward and just do everything like this, approach everything like this with love, and kind-heartedness. But after we realize that my man is okay, it's back to business. Let's hate everybody again.
It's back to hating everyone.
Yeah.
Like I can hate Mr. Unlimited more. Like I said, I actually love him, but you know how I feel about him in general. It's everyone
Mr.
knows.
Wilson.
Mr. Wilson. But yeah, I just think they're gonna play for DeMar if this game gets played, and you know, bless the city, man. Go Buffalo.
Yes.
I think no matter what happens, this team's still playing for Super Bowl.
I think now
And
more than ever too. I
yeah.
think the people maybe will want Buffalo to win.
I hope so.
You
I
think the fix is in for
yeah.
the NFL? The NFL's gonna fix it so they do it.
They never have fixed anything for anyone, wink, wink. But no, I don't see that being the case. I would love that to be the case, but I also don't want a Mickey Mouse trophy. So earn it fair and square. You know, getting some shootouts. We'll see what happens, but there's so much news that could break that, you know, when this show gets posted, this show could be redundant. That's the worst part. It's like, we don't know. This whole slate could be canceled. I don't fucking know.
We don't know what's going to happen, actually. You're right.
Yeah, but yeah, let's go Buffalo. Fucking circle the wagons, and we'll move it along. Couple more games left, and like I said, not much importance besides maybe seeding. And yeah, maybe a playoff spot or two for the NFC. We'll talk about it. Obviously, Rams going on the road to Seattle. Seattle 6.5 point favorite, under over 41.5. Can the Rams actually play spoiler? Because they played them close last time, and if you remember, it took a Geno Smith last drive of the game to win.
This game might be more interesting than we let it out to be. You know, only because, you know, lately the Rams haven't been playing well. But they did play, was it last week? Was it last week? Didn't they play somebody tough? I mean, they played well, I want to say.
I would have to look. I don't even remember
lost,
who the fuck the Rams played.
Yeah, they lost. But, I mean, they played with some type of tenacity, I think.
Was it Arizona? Was it Arizona? Oh. I think that's really who they played last week. I can almost...
Lord. Okay,
I thought they got.
Forget what I said. But they played Seattle tough. It was. You know, these are tough games for both teams. I got Seattle, but this could be closer than I think. You know what? I'm gonna take the Rams.
Yeah,
and
fair. And
I want the Rams to beat Seattle only because I'd like for Detroit to make the playoffs. I know Detroit has to play Green Bay.
And that's what sucks so bad. There, you know, I was listening to Dan Campbell, and you know. He's on the radio, and they asked him, they're like, how do you feel about the schedule being changed? And he said, they weren't supposed to do it, but they did it. And I think it sucks because all of these teams are supposed to not know what's happening. Obviously, Tennessee and Jacksonville probably should have been Sunday night. You should have had those games at 4. Put the Green Bay game at 4 o'clock because obviously in Seattle, they're on the West Coast.
Yeah.
You got to do something like that because... Obviously, Detroit wants to send Aaron Rodgers home if Seattle wins because now the game means nothing. It's a pride thing.
Right.
But, you know, you would at least want to play that game knowing, like, hey, we can scoreboard watch while that game's happening.
Let's have some intrigue going on.
Yeah, and the intrigue now is, well, we have to hope the Rams lose, and then it's Aaron Rodgers time or something. Like,
yeah, well, you know,
it's a bummer.
How they're doing it. They're sucking Aaron Rodgers off, you know, for one.
Could be his last game, so that's why, too. If he loses, I wouldn't love anything more than the hometown team to send him home after being like, can't lose to that team.
I know,
and they lost to him twice.
It's very, I mean, it's still a watchable game only because of that, even if you know, Seattle handles their business. Because, okay, let's dethrone Green Bay. And it's a lot of Aaron Rodgers haters out there all across the universe.
I would say mostly hate. Even their own fan base hates the fucking guy.
Yes.
So, you know, he's just a not likable dude. He reminds me of Patrick Reed for a golf reference.
Yes,
it's one of those kind of guys, just...
Good reference.
Yeah, and he always and I fucking hate. He always goes on Pat McAfee, and Pat McAfee's always sucking him off, man. It's like, and I know he like made an apology too from the last one because they were basically just talking down on the Lions, and it's like, come on, man, get your head out of your ass. And that's why I can't watch people like Pat McAfee anymore because it's just like this super bias. that shit's meant for like college bros that are being introduced to betting and don't really know who to listen to, but this former NFL player with a big mouth. And I always liked Pat too. Nothing against him, but he's just not my cup of tea, I guess.
No, I understand. Fully
But
understand.
yeah, Seattle 6.5. I would love the Rams to win this game though. Keep it fucking trucking. Giants on the road at Philly. I seen this number and I went, wow, that's a lot of points. And then I went, wow, you got to take a lot of points because look at the implication. Mm-hmm. Do you like Philly minus 14 as much as I do?
I do. Giants have nothing to play for. Philly, with all, I mean, they still can play for, I guess, the number 1 seed in that bye. But
they're not gonna. They are for sure, though.
Okay.
Is Hurts playing? Like, I don't know either.
That's a big thing, and even without Hurts playing,
I don't even think it. Yeah, because is Daniel Jones gonna play?
No, I doubt it.
They're locked into that 6 seed, no matter what happens.
Yes.
I think they're locked in that. So it's like, why? It's a bye week for them. Play second stringers all around.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that's how that's how both teams may approach this game. Honestly,
seriously,
it might be up for grabs, really. But I'm leaning Philly though. Although it's a huge spread, but
yeah. And remember last time they played each other. I think Philly won by 40 or something.
Okay.
In New York.
Okay.
So
Philly disappointed me last week too with losing that game.
Yeah,
I didn't see them losing that game.
Yeah, I didn't either, and I remember looking at it for teasers, and I was like, I'm just going to avoid it because I really don't know how I feel about a second Gardner start. And
right.
A third one could be the charm, so yeah, I like Philly there a lot.
I do too.
We got 4 more games, and this NFL season is in the books.
Wow.
Dallas. Yeah, we've been doing this for 20 weeks, dude. 20 weeks.
Oh, shit.
We'll probably have a recap show or something for Wild Card if we want. We'll see. We'll see how we feel because, yeah, we're still bummed out about everything. So, Dallas on the road to Washington. Washington's Ron Rivera definitely not winning my Coach of the Year pick after he didn't know they were going to be eliminated with a loss. And starting Carson Wentz. Just the most bonehead thing you can imagine. They're 7.5-point home favorites. Dallas is playing for potentially the 5 seed or the 1 seed, barring like a miracle. I guess give me Washington as much as it sucks. I think they get killed, but I think they can cover.
I'm going to take Dallas as much as I hate to. I'm not a Dallas fan at all. You guys have heard the comments I've made about Prescott. I just think that, they have a little bit more to play for. I think this is a rivalry in itself too. I think they play tough. I think they're going to just play like their life depended on it. They should. They have to. Their defense hasn't been playing as that well as of late, so they probably may be trying to get back on track too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take Dallas.
You think it gets treated as a bye for Dallas because
maybe
because they know if. They don't get the 1 seed anyway. They're locked in as the 5 seed or whatever.
Yeah, which is a potential. But I don't know who they're going to play. Really, maybe Tampa Bay. Maybe.
No, they would for sure play Tampa based on the record. So they would know they already have a date with Tampa. Do you think they could possibly just say, "Fuck it, let's not start Dak, let's not start Pollard. We're just going to focus on, going to Tampa Bay in a week."
Yeah, somewhat. I'm thinking in that.
Because you would need such a miracle. You need San Francisco to lose. You would need Philly to lose. You need the Vikings to lose, and you need to win for you to get that 1 seed. That's just so unlikely.
Right.
And you'll know because it's a 4:00 game. Pretty much if that comes to fruition anyway. If I believe, right? Actually, I think all those teams are playing at 4.
Okay.
Yeah. At least there's that. They're all playing at 4.
Well, and they won't know until then. I think it could be that way. I think they play the games and score watch, and maybe if they see something that's like a blowout or something, they take out those players. And this is why this week is just such a don't bet.
Don't bet. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
unless both teams have something to lose.
Coach could be pulling starters in the first quarter. We really don't know.
Yeah,
And
I mean, that's a
the
good
one
thing.
game there's Minnesota. So it's like if Minnesota wins, I believe, did they beat Dallas? No, they got fucking crushed by Dallas.
Dallas was one of the teams.
So
that crushed
technically,
them.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They have the head-to-head over Minnesota if they win, so it would be a win scenario for them. But it's just like I said, you need Philly and San Fran. That's why I like Washington here. I think they could outright win.
Okay.
3 more games, and they're pretty, they're whatever games to me. It's seeding and, for fun shits and giggles. Arizona playing San Francisco. San Francisco, 14-point favorite. We got David Blau starting for Arizona. Yeah, they're down to the QB4 now. Under over 40.5. San Francisco technically can play for a 1 seed here.
Right.
If they so choose. If not, they probably have a date with the Giants, I believe. It would be the Giants or Green Bay, depending on what happens.
Yes. I'm gonna go because San Fran, they should be, kicking themselves in their own ass by the way they played defensively. Although they won the game,
They won't, yeah.
but again, I mean, some of these teams are maybe will just want to get back on track on what they are good at. And Arizona is horrible.
Yeah.
Okay, so San Fran could cover this spread, although it's 14. I'm gonna take them anyway.
Yeah, it is J.J. Watt's last game. We do need to note Hall of Famer for sure, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Wow.
I believe he led the league in sacks 3 or 4 times as well.
Yes.
It's 14's a lot, but I can just see this game being like 30-0 at halftime or something silly, and people getting benched, and even Watt I don't think plays he might not even play a full game. He'll just be out there,
Right. Yeah.
doing his thing, getting his honors,
Oh yeah, that's gonna be lovely. It might be a fun game to watch, only because it's
for
JJ's
the
last.
for the goodbye.
Yeah, I mean, we don't. I mean, not many players like JJ Watt come around often. He's a
Yeah.
special guy. He's done a lot. He's
Yeah.
also done a lot for humanity.
Yeah, definitely that. Yeah.
So, did he win a Walter Payton Award?
Yes.
Okay, I thought he did. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say he might have won 2.
know?
Yeah, I know he does a lot for charity and stuff like that. Good,
Right.
just all around the best guy. And with everything that's happened to him this year, with his heart, having to be shocked back into rhythm,
Right.
and then still deciding to play. You just wish a guy like that the absolute best. But I think San Francisco rolls you, and they
Yeah,
hope
I'm
Philly,
taking them.
and they hope Philly doesn't do anything. But
Right.
if they're scoreboard watching early. You never know, and you just hope no one really gets hurt in these games, and it's like just fun
Right.
scrimmages.
Yeah. We don't want to mess the playoffs up by freak injuries.
Yeah, like you don't want to see Christian McCaffrey tears ACL week 18. Like I don't think he.
Yeah,
even,
your boy McCaffrey, he got it last
Yeah,
week. He hurt my heart with the
Oh,
fantasy
yeah.
football.
Oh, dude, I was watching
no.
that and Eckler.
Eckler was going
tearing
crazy,
it
too.
up too. I'm just watching both games. I'm like flipping them back and forth. I'm like, oh no, oh no.
Your
Oh,
boy
yeah.
McCaffrey, man. I was like, oh, what is this dude? He's going crazy. He was running and receiving.
Yeah, that's why those guys were basically picked in PPR 1-2.
Yeah.
And it was Jonathan Taylor at first, but he didn't show out and got hurt. So
Hopefully Jonathan has a rebound season next season, man.
get him at good value.
Damn it. But move along.
2
move
games
along.
left. We can this one we can fly through. Mr. Unlimited's Denver Broncos playing the Chargers. -3 for the Chargers. I don't think the Chargers have anything to play for either. I don't know why I circled fucking them. Give me Mr. Unlimited one more fucking time.
Yeah, I'll take Mr. Unlimited. They made me happy last week against Kansas City. I knew that was going to be a close game for some reason.
Yeah, good call.
But I didn't put any
They
money
had a
on it,
chance
but
to win that game too. Also,
They did, yeah.
And crooked NFL refs.
Oh, they striking their heads again.
Yep.
With this game, man, you're right. The Chargers have nothing to play for. Denver's, plays them pretty tough as well. I'm taking Denver.
Oh, Bathrooms got put to rest last week too. Finally, 17 weeks, man. Took 17 weeks.
To do it, right?
Yeah, like I said, I don't blame him totally for the failure of a season, but he gets about a third of the blame because Hackett was terrible, he was terrible, and their offensive line was terrible. So a little bit of everyone. The finale, and I'm glad it's this game, man. I really hope there's something to play for the city of Detroit in general. I just hope it's not a send Aaron Rodgers home game. So, they're on the road at Green Bay. They're 4.5 point, dogs on the road. With the way I seen Green Bay play last week, I don't think there's any way I can take Detroit, though.
Yeah, someone would have to have a serious sit-down talk with me to take Detroit. But stranger things have happened, though. And like you said, the city needs this, man. The city, I mean, we see the potential of what's going to happen next season with Detroit.
Yeah.
And that's unfamiliar territory for the city. But, I would love for them to potentially play for a playoff, game. And it would just be the greatest game ever, man. Because you got Aaron Rodgers over here, the antagonist.
Yeah.
No one likes him.
But everyone likes the lovable losers of Detroit.
Yes.
And they've been covering machines all year long. I believe they're second or third again in covering games because obviously San Fran didn't cover, and Cincy we don't have a definitive, if they covered. So Detroit was probably, the next. Them and the Giants, covered too. So I think they're 1-2 now.
Yeah, true.
And, I would love to see it. There's just something telling me it doesn't happen the way we want. It's going to be Aaron Rodgers' final shining moment because this is supposedly his last year. And, as for someone as much as I've been on Detroit all year, I think it is time to fade him on the road in a primetime game.
Well, yeah. I mean, they shit the bed against Carolina. I should have faded them then.
Yeah, I think we should have then. But, we seen the Bears game. We were like, that's fine. We can play that. We figured a lot of these games at the end of the year was like, this is fair. This is a fair game. They give you fair lines.
This would be poetic justice, though. Even if Seattle, handles their business with the Rams.
Oh, and they win, it would be a great day.
Yeah. Just dethrone Rodgers, man. Send him at home, even if you don't make it. Just win the game. Just play hard.
Yeah, and the best part is they can cover this game for sure, based solely off what Green Bay's run defense has, equated over 17 games. They've been bad. Lions have been able to run all over them. Jamal Williams wants that fucking Barry Sanders rushing touchdown record.
Right.
I really hope he gets it, man. He's had a hell of a year.
He has, yeah. That running defense is. I mean, that rush
defense is bad, but their passing defense is really good.
Yes, it is.
So it's one for the other.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to focus on running that fucking rock.
Because Green Bay's gonna score.
Yeah. And that's, I just see it 30 Green Bay, Detroit 21. That's what I see it as.
Should be a good game. I think that might be the only game I watch. Other than maybe I might check out Buffalo.
I'm going to check out, Tennessee, Jacksonville on Saturday.
That game, I think, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch
like
that.
I said, I probably won't bet any of these, but I'll check out that one for sure. I'll probably watch Buffalo without a doubt. And, Sunday night.
I'd be interested in watching the Rams Seattle.
Yeah, I think I'll be.
I
think I'll be scoreboard watching if anything.
Scoreboard watching.
That's mostly what I'll do. But this was it, man. It was not the greatest, week to talk about football. It's been a roller coaster of emotions this week, but we did it, man. We got through 20 weeks of this shit.
20 weeks.
And next year we will do 20 more, and I
Yes.
think we'll be back with more. Sometime throughout the year, we're just gonna, make sure we still got our feelers for this podcasting shit, and we'll probably do something for the tournament, for the Super Bowl, or whatever, like the Masters, whatever, we'll be around. NFL draft, NFL draft for sure. I want to talk about.
Yes, we have to do something for that for sure, man.
Yeah, man, fucking. Fumbling the Bag podcast, 20 weeks strong.
20 weeks, man.
And this is the beta phase. We're coming back with more next year. I got ideas for this show.
Let's do it, man.
And that's all, man. I am Richard Jason.
And I am Andre Miller.
Once again, this is the Fumbling the Bag podcast. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.